Saturday morning. So, the big storm we were supposed to get, 1.5 foot of snow and weather advisories, travel advisories, don't leave your house, stay home. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain. So, the weatherman blew it this time, and I'm glad he blew it. So, a little bit of rain. It's froze up. It's all ice now, but whatever. It'll melt. Didn't have to shovel. Perfect. You guys don't miss a trick, man. I had one viewer notice that I guess when I took a shot of the exhaust manifold in the last video, he figured the motor mount was sitting on top of the frame mount, and he had a concern about vibration. And it's a legitimate concern. There was space there, but I did loosen off the motor mount, excuse me, and wedged it up and put some rubber in there. So there's 3/8 piece of rubber in between the mount and the frame mount. So no worries there. Got a bunch of things to do. I'm gonna keep knocking things off my list. I'm still waiting for parts. So there's other things I can do though. So might as well just get to it, man. All right, so this is what the guy was talking about. So you can see I got a piece of rubber in there. It's about 3/8 of an inch thick, and did the same on both sides. So it's all tightened up now. Should be no issue there. What I'm going to get on this morning is my inner fenders. I got a couple little things to fix up on them, smooth them out a bit, and the hood latch panel. I want to get that all ready so that when I prime the dash and the the area around the back window, I can do the those panels at the same time, spot prime them, and then it'll all be ready for color at the same time. So that's the plan. I'm just gonna hack away at these things and get it done. Well, not hack away, but you know what I mean, get on them. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay, so my exhaust gaskets finally arrived. So this is the one I had. All right, it's 2.5 inch diameter, and you see here's the problem with Amazon. You see a picture on the internet and you go, hey, yeah, there it is, 2.5 inch. Okay, right on. The center hole's the same size, but the bolt pattern and actual flange is completely different. So these are made where just about everything else is made, it seems. And it's not worth the hassle of sending them back. I waited 1.5 weeks for these stupid things, and they're going to hang on the wall probably forever. I'm going to take this one and go into my local speed shop and probably paste it to nose, but I'll get what I need. So that's where I'm at on that. This sucks to be me. The old interweb isn't always as what it's cracked up to be, man. So saving money, no, not at all. All right, so the 3 panels for the engine bay are all done, touched up, and ready for final shot of primer. I'm probably only going to spot prime the inner fenders and prime the whole piece. It needed a lot of sanding, but it's feels way better now, so I should be good to go. The only problem is it's a little too cold today to prime. I mean, it was 20 below this morning, so and it warmed up a bit, but not enough. So I won't be able to prime till tomorrow. I'll get these done, and like I said, the area around the rear window and the dash, so I can go ahead and mask everything off that I have to and have it ready, blow this sucker out many times. There's a lot of dust in here, so I'll prep it all, get it ready anyhow. Turns out those collector gaskets that I got, which that's exactly what they are, they're collector gaskets. I forgot I've got Hedman headers on my Ford, so I can use them on that, so no big loss there. And while I'm organizing and cleaning up in here, I'll get the truck uncovered, and we'll go over it real quick, seeing that it's the next project on the list. So we'll do that. Okay, so there it is, 1950 Ford F1, or Canadian version F47 half ton. This thing here, I did no body work on. That's the original floor. The only thing is I modified the transmission tunnel, that's it, to accept the automatic. It's in there now. It's dusty, but original floor. And yeah, no patching on this thing whatsoever. So, you know, that's the original cab corners and everything else. It's got dents and stuff like that, but that's fine. I mean, it earned every one of them. So it's been clear coated, you know, sculpted with a Scotch-Brite pad and clear coated. That's it. And yeah, you know, you get a scratch on it, who cares? Give it another coat of clear. We've got a 323 posi rear end out of a Trans Am, and I've lowered the truck simply by moving the diff on top of the springs rather than underneath. That lowered it a ton. And I took a couple of leaves out, so I brought it down about 6-7 inches, and then I picked up these big fat meats for the back, and we're going with the old school slotted wheels. The whole idea behind this truck was to build it as cheaply as possible, and I haven't got a ton of money into this thing, but you know, I'm glad I'm as far along on it as I am, because, you know, since I started this thing, prices have doubled and tripled. So the engine, actually the front clip, is actually a Merc, and it's a heavier truck, so it's got the, you know, the bigger wheelhouses. But I like the look, and I chose a Merc front clip because it's got a lot more jewelry on it. You know, that grill will buff right out. It's stainless. I've got all the hood trim and everything else. There's a ton of chrome and stainless that goes on the Mercs. They're just a prettier front end. So went with that, and yeah. So I'll set up the camera and I'll lift the hood up and see what we got in there. Just give me a second here. I'll set this up. So I'll come back and grab the camera when I get the hood up. Universal hood holding mechanism. Yeah, should do it. Okay, excuse me. Under the hood is a 350 Vortec. It's been rebuilt. I've got a cam in it, and new rings, double roller timing set, all that kind of stuff. It's actually it's Demon carb, brand new Edelbrock carb intake, and headband headers. That's where I'll use my collectors. And yeah, it's ready to drop the distributor in as well. Actually, the engine is almost as far along as the one in the Chevy, so there's not much to get this going. And the engine bay is all red, so it was just done with a spray bomb. Just cleans it up a little bit. Stock rad, really good shape, doesn't leak. I've tested it already. And yeah, the front end here is just mocked together, you know, finger tight, couple of bolts here and there, that's it. So you know, don't write me a nasty note saying that you know, your gaps are terrible, because you know, like I said, I got one bolt holding this whole thing together. So that's that. Because I'm not doing a fancy body and paint job on this thing, this one is actually further along than the Chevy here. So I've got a couple of Fox Body Mustang bucket seats to put in it, and I have most of the glass. I do need a windshield, but it's just flat glass, so I didn't bother taking it out. I just clear coated right over it. It's all got to come out and need the new rubbers anyway. But yeah, it's a cool little project. You know, I picked up the wheels and tires cheap, real cheap, and yeah, this is going to be a cool project when it's all done. I'm probably going to put my logo on the door and paint it, and this will be my shop truck. So there you go. That's it. Next project, 1950 Ford with a Merc front clip. So you could call it what, a Forcury? Whatever. Anyway, back to the Chevy. Okay, got my two fans going, and I've blown this thing out twice already. I'm gonna have to blow it out probably 2 more times. There's just, you know, stuff in behind here, so when you go to spray, all the dust and shit's gonna come flying out. So just gonna keep blowing it until I don't see anything coming out anymore, and wipe it down with wax and grease remover and lay the primer to it, man. So you can see the dust floating around in the air in the camera. Looks like it's snowing. Unreal. Anyway, it's going to take a while. All right, I think she's ready to go. Just going to adjust the camera here a little bit. Grab the gun. I've set my pressure a little lower than normal. Just hopefully keep some of that dust off. Freaking mask just came apart. Alright, there we go. Fixed that. Okay, well, that's one coat. Excuse me while I have a sip of my timer. Looks all right. If it looks good wet, that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to come back when I'm ready for the second coat. Alright, you can't rush this stuff. Took about 3/4 of a beer to dry or flash off. You know, make sure it flashes off all the way before you go ahead and put the next coat on. So I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that second coat and yeah, carry on. Okay, so I got 2 coats on there. I'm going to spray a third, and I'm just about out of primer. I think I have just enough left to do the engine bay panels. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, do the third coat. I'm not going to film it, it's the same as the first two, and push the truck back, set up a table over here, and get on those engine bay panels. So we'll be back for that. Okay, so there we go. I just went ahead and primed them, and they're done. 3 good coats. Super happy with the way everything turned out. These things are paint ready. That's it, done. As is the cab. It looks pretty good too. So you know, the dash. So also paint ready. So yeah, I'll be able to pick up some satin clear tomorrow for the interior, and get the stuff painted in the next couple of days. Perfect. Okay, so there you go. It's getting on 1:15 in the morning, and yeah, I've had enough for today. I still got to build a video, so you know, cheers. Anyhow, yeah. So I'm waiting on a couple of engine parts still. Hopefully they come in the next day or so, because I really want to get this thing fired up. I want to get the interior painted and the engine bay painted, and then yeah, we'll get on the block sanding on the body and get that paint ready as well. I've got to run into town tomorrow, like I said, pick up some satin clear for the interior, and I got to pick up the masonite for the door panel still. The weather was kind of shitty with rain and stuff like that. You don't want that stuff to get wet. So yeah, I'll get all that done, and yeah, just keep on moving along. It's coming together good now. Yeah, new subscribers, thank you very much, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. You know, I'd like to see this channel grow, and it is growing. I'd like to see it grow a little quicker, because I'm a greedy bastard. Anyhow, yeah, and you know, if you're not doing anything else, oh yeah, don't forget to leave comments down below. I enjoy the comments and suggestions, and you guys notice everything. It's kind of cool. So you know, you guys might even see something that I missed. So you know, hey, right on. I can always use you know, tips and information, and I love that kind of stuff. And you know, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.